FatEnzo.com. FatEnzo.com. Beautiful high school out here. They're going to make their lovely speech to the young achievers. There are approximately 100 students in there, and they have no idea what they're walking into. Bum, bum, bum. I'm just hanging back, taking in the view. FatEnzo.com. FatEnzo.com. FatEnzo.com.
Oh. Hey, we go from that.
Well, ladies and dogs first.
I just want to.
I hope that's not a problem. We can,
Welcome. Hi, Rachel. Nice to work here. Hi, Brittany.
he's just gonna lay down.
Guys, before we get started with the next guest, I just want to remind you, cell phones should be put away. I should not see earbuds anywhere. And if you're doing anything but being an attentive listener, then you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing. The rest of you, the ones that were being great listeners and asking great questions, thank you all very much.
So you have one microphone? Yes.
It's all right, we'll talk loud. Can you hear me? Yeah. All right. Good morning.
Good morning.
This is Fat Enzo, and this is my business partner, Bobby Pickles.
Relax.
Sorry. We're running a little late. Enzo's 15 years old.
Dude, Piazza, don't kill on my stuff. Stop.
All right. All right, take it away, sir.
Help me get my prop set, please.
Is that good?
Huh?
Oh, yeah, you got a face.
There we go. All right, how you guys doing? So what is this? This is an entrepreneurial club that you guys are a part of? You guys are legitimately interested in starting a business of your own? Okay. Well, my name is Bobby Pickles. It's actually Robert Piccarillo, but I go by Bobby Pickles. That's my stage name. This is my hapless partner, Matthew Piazza. And this is our mascot. He's the namesake of our company, and he's the inspiration behind our logo, Fat Enzo. And our company's called Fat Enzo T-shirts. So, when you're coming up with a name for your business, you can name it whatever you want. Just remember that, because it's your business, okay? And as long as you make it, different, people are going to respond to that. That's all what marketing is and everything like that. It's just trying to get people's attention and have them, know that you're out there and know that you're offering services. So anyway, Fat Enzo, he's 15 years old. I've had him since college. I got him in 2002. Right around shortly thereafter, actually, I met my business partner, Matthew Piazza, right here.
And I was not going to college, so definitely stay in school or college if you can.
Yeah, I went to Gainesville. I went to University of Florida in Gainesville. I was there. he came down with a bunch of kids from Boston who were not going to college. But anyway, we became friends then, and we've only been business partners for the last 5 years, maybe. But before that, I knew we'd eventually be business partners, just based on the fact that he came up with like a great idea for a business for sunbeds, suntan beds, and yeah, is that the name? Suntan beds. Come over here, by the way, man. And smoothies.
Yeah, so UVs.
Called UVs and smoothies. And I was like, wow, that's brilliant, you know? I mean, the whole name behind it. That's what you need if you're gonna start like a t-shirt company. You know, you need creativity. So, what we do mainly, let me give you a little bit of history about what we do really. We're screen printers, okay? Does anybody know what screen printing is? No? You know what screen printing? Yes, you.
It's like you got your ink and you have your screens where you keep pressure at the time, and then you would squeeze you put on.
Yes, you do. And it's a very like analog, archaic kind of thing, you know? Although we're in the digital world now, we can create like a lot better graphics and stuff. It's very hands-on. It's actually started in the Ming Dynasty in China, silk screen printing. And basically, the way we use it, it's just a screen like a window screen, the same thing. You know, you have a frame, it could be metal, it could be wood, whatever, and you have a mesh that goes over it, fine mesh, a screen. And you have holes in the screen, and you know, you have different resolutions. It goes, you know, based on like the image and how much detail the image is, you might want a higher resolution screen, or if you want a lower one, inks come into it, you know, white ink in particular is very thick. It needs like a larger hole to go through, whereas black is the thinnest. There's a lot that goes into it, but anyway, so the history of screen printing, it's crazy. It's like, does anybody mess around with graphic design at all? Yeah? What do? You do Photoshop? Illustrator?
I draw sometimes, I scan it and then give it to them.
That's cool. Are you interested in something that's like creative for when you're, you know, since you're an entrepreneur, you're looking for that kind of? Well, Photoshop it was actually started, a lot of this, I had a teacher that taught me this. You know, you guys are gonna have to do like the background on this, but apparently Stalin, like the Russian Tsar, he created Photoshop. He was one of the first ones to cut political opponents out with an X-Acto knife, and then recreate it for different like political ads and stuff. That was the beginning of Photoshop. The Russians, they had something called neo-constructivism art. And if you look at that and you start Googling that, I don't know if we could possibly bring it up. Can we? We have like access to that yet. Neo-constructivism? Yeah.
You can earn that paycheck with anybody, huh?
Yeah. We'll go to images. Oh. Put it like Russian neo-constructivism. See that? That was like the beginning of graphic design. They were the ones who first like started cutting things out, putting them all together on posters and everything. So, I mean, yeah, that was the beginning of Photoshop and graphic design. The history of the T-shirt is kind of interesting. You know, we didn't really have a T-shirt for the last like 100 years or so, something like that. It was. Everybody's laughing. Oh. Yeah, that's our company website.
This is the beauty of owning your own company. Whatever you want.
Yeah, so Fat Enzo, actually, that's an actual picture. I was in New York, in Prospect Park, and I used to bring him there all the time. And he was, you know, making the pose there, and must have looked crazy taking a picture with like a nice Nikon.
When you see made in a sweatshop, we're not breaking any child labor laws or anything like that. You know, it's just blood, sweat, and tears. Everything goes into your own company. You know, it's a lot of hard work, a lot of grind. You know, so don't be misled by that.
Yeah, that's our sweat we're talking about. We're not talking about child labor laws. It's all a joke.
And remember that it's always going to be your sweat. Everything's on you. It's all on you. That's, you know, you think it's going to be easy peasy, you know, you're just going to be able to open your own business and make all the money right away. No, it's a lot of hard work, a lot of dedication, so many hours go into it, you got to worry about everything.
Yeah, anyway, talking about the history of the t-shirt. You know, the t-shirt's like a crazy thing, you know? We got this little piece of fabric that covers us, and it hasn't been around that long at all. It's been, like I said, better part of like a century, and that's it. It was made popular in the Navy and during World War I, and then into the 60s, people started tie-dyeing and stuff, and then, you know, obviously they had screen printing at that point, but it was very like, people would cut out the screen with X-Acto knives. Now we have precision. We can come up with like the most detailed graphics and be printing them, you know? So the t-shirt has taken on so much, it's become like a billboard, you know? It's like, I thought that running a t-shirt shop is like running an ad agency. In the ad world, they have what's called, they always, in any creative department, they have a copywriter. That's the person who comes up with the concepts. And then they work with an art director. That's the person who can draw. So it's the same kind of thing. And when we're coming up with our design ideas, you know, it takes creativity, it takes somebody who has the concept. They gotta be basically like a writer. When I say copywriter, it's copy, W-R-I-T-E-R, not R-I-G-H-T. It's actually writing. So that's the way we think about it when we
Conceptualize ideas.
no, when we take on our business. So what do you got? We had like flashcards here. What is this? Ask kids about their favorite t-shirts. Do you guys have any funny t-shirts? What's your favorite t-shirts? Funny t-shirts, political t-shirts, brands? Do you guys like t-shirts? What's the deal?
Louder.
Nike?
Yeah. Nike's good, yeah. They're making money. They're doing all right for themselves.
Anybody else? Huh?
If you could make any t-shirt right now, put anything on a t-shirt, what would it be? Anything.
The dog face.
A what? Well, that's the beauty of this. You can do whatever you want. You put anything you want on a t-shirt.
How about raise your hands if you have an idea? No?
Oh, we were told you guys are going to be a lively group and be talking and stuff. You guys are just hanging out now, missing class, listening to us. Come on, let's get with the program, guys. Come on.
So, I guess we can give a couple examples of our favorite t-shirts. You know what my favorite t-shirt is? A t-shirt that sells. That's what my favorite t-shirt is. I don't care what is on it at all, as long as people buy it. Okay? And you know, you're gonna spend a lot of time when you start a business making stuff that you like, and when it comes down to it, it's about what other people like, and trying to figure out what that is. And there's a lot of psychology that goes behind it. You know, there's a lot that goes into it. Supreme. Oh, yeah, that's right. It actually goes back into the history part that we were just talking about or whatever. Because like Supreme. Hey, Joseph, can you go over there?
You guys know Supreme, right?
Okay. So that was kind of spawned by this same kind of thing, like we were talking about Russian neo-constructivism. This lady named Barbara Kruger, look her up. Kruger, K-R-U-G-E-R. Yeah. Go to images. So this is her style of artwork, and basically, you know, Supreme, what they did, they just took the same kind of thing. You take that red, you have the red box, and you have the white inside of it. And for some reason, the human mind just loves that. And people buy it up. Well, they buy it up in New York. And Joseph, you could attest to this, right? You're being from New York City. People line up on Thursdays to buy that, right? Every Thursday they drop one. So that's a good t-shirt in my mind. Anything that consistently sells is a good t-shirt. So, do you guys so nobody has any ideas for any concepts or anything like that?
I do. I don't know if you were here before, but I have like ideas for like clothing, basically.
For what?
For clothing, like a clothing line.
Awesome. Well, like what? Like cutting and sewing and stuff and...
No, it's more like t-shirts, like kind of urban wear.
Okay, nice. We were told to talk about the big idea of our company, and I think that ties in a little bit, you know, because we're, like, what we eventually want to do, we started out we're just printers. We just print. Right now, that's the one kind of technique that we do to make t-shirts, but there are so many different techniques. You know, there's simulated process, which is a brand new process. You do that all over printing. Have you ever seen that, you know? Dye sublimation. There's embroidery. There's all kinds of ways that you can decorate a piece of apparel. But our big idea is eventually we want to make the shirt from scratch. You know, we want to get the cotton here in the U.S. We want to, you know, put it all together ourselves. Have people sewing, cut and sew, everything from start to finish. Yep.
So you make your own t-shirts, or do people come to you to print their shirts?
It's a great question. Well, we do both. We make our own t-shirts, we make our own brand, and then we have numerous brands that we put out. Like they'll be private labeled with that brand. You won't even know that we're doing it. But then the 3 Bs, yeah, sorry. Bands, like band merchandise, a lot of bands, musicians, comedians, brands. Anybody that wants to start their own business, if you're an entrepreneur, if you're interested in starting your own brand, like yourself, you would come to us and we would help you facilitate that, you know? And businesses, but cool businesses. Because, I mean, we have a ridiculous logo, so it attracts certain kind of, you know, outside of the box businesses.
Question?
You sell all the shirts on your website?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we do it on, if you want to talk about marketing and stuff and how we sell our products, we sell them on our website, we have a shop on there. Don't go to it. It's not good right now, so don't be showing that. But anyway, huh?
Yeah, show the people. Come on.
No, there might be curse words and stuff, that's not. But anyway, and I mean, we do all kinds of crazy stuff. This past weekend, talk about guerrilla marketing, we were out in the streets. We went to the Miami game, Miami versus Notre Dame, Catholics versus convicts. Did you guys see that? Anybody watch that? Yeah? All right, well, we made a t-shirt and went out there and, you know, we got a license to sell on the street and we were out there hustling all day long, you know, just selling $20 a piece. And that's like the most, if you really want to get down to it, that's the most raw form of marketing and sales that you could do. Some kind of door-to-door stuff like that, you know? But,
We run ads on Facebook.
okay.
We run ads on Facebook. We send out letters. We'll knock on doors. We'll walk around, just go into businesses and ask if they need t-shirts.
Direct mailers. Oh, and then middlemen. We have a lot of people that come to us. They have their own setup. They might have their own like graphic design business or something like that, or some kind of way where they get people that are interested in t-shirts. So they'll come to us, and then we'll give them a break on the price, and then they'll up the price on top of it, and they'll make their money. So, and then also like word of mouth. Word of mouth is the #1 way, though. You know, when you make a great product and people receive it and they love it and they tell their friends, that's the best form of marketing you can do, and then they'll be knocking on your doors. So, but back to our big idea. We have a little bit about our company here. So, like I was saying, we're a brand and we're a custom t-shirt shop, and we're made in a sweatshop in the USA, right? And we're running our business just like an ad agency, just like I was talking about. When I was in New York, okay, here let me just break down this stuff. I went to the University of Florida. I got a degree in English, and there's not a lot you can do with an English degree. Really, that's like a good pre-law thing. You can go and become an attorney or something like that if you want to take the necessary steps. But other than that, I mean, you know, you can become a teacher, which is an admirable profession. But like, to make real money and be an entrepreneur, you can become like an ad copywriter, which I alluded to a little bit before. There's basically so many doors that are open. So I had to create my own business. I found myself living in New York City and working for Verizon Wireless. I worked for on Wall Street, like the Verizon Wireless on Wall Street. So I could technically say, I guess I worked on Wall Street, but I wasn't making the money from working on Wall Street, you know what I mean? But anyway, I worked there, I worked Union Square, I worked all over the city. And I'm here, I'm in my 30s, I have a degree in English. I have like basically a nowhere job, and I don't know, what am I gonna do in my life? So the only thing that I can do is just try to find something that was gonna, some kind of business that's gonna fit me. And I asked my buddy Dinesh, he's an Indian guy, and really into meditation and everything like that. He told me to meditate on it and to think about all the things that I'm good at, how to apply that into my own business, so that when I'm working, I don't feel like I'm working. I feel like I'm having fun every day. That's what everybody here should do. You guys can do whatever you want. You just have to figure out what it is you want to do, and then you go after it 100%. And you do that by compiling all the things that you're good at, all your strengths. I've held a whole bunch of sales jobs. My father was a salesman. I've heard about crazy sales schemes for my entire life, So that's a great talent to have, being able to sell. Take that along with one thing I have really like ridiculous tattoos. Thank you. I was actually on a TLC reality show, America's Worst Tattoos. They flew me out to LA and gave me a cover-up.
Yeah, they can only fix one, right?
Yeah. Anyway, I had the epiphany that, coming up with a tattoo, the fun part is the concept part, when you're coming up with the idea. Then you get it carved into your body and you ruin your body, The best way to do it is just come up with basically like a t-shirt design, a graphic, which is the same thing, print it on a shirt, and then you get it out of your system. For me, I felt that I took those things. I love sales. I just don't want to sell other people's products. I want to sell my own product. I took the writing part, that I have a degree in English. I feel like I said, it's kind of like an ad agency. It's like a copywriter coming up with a concept as a form of writing. So I took those things, I merged them together, and I came up with an idea to make a t-shirt company. Then I named it after my fat dog Enzo here. I'm guilty. And then I took him along with me and brought him down, and we're just going after it,
That's why we got the fatigues on.
Yeah.
War every day.
That's right. Business is war. You have to constantly be in battle, People are trying to take your money.
Yep, they don't want to pay the money you want to ask for,
Yeah, payables and receivables, you guys know what that is? No?
Explain, sir.
Payables and receivables, your bills that you have to pay, and then the bills that you have to receive. People don't want to pay, when it comes down to it. And that's the game. You're always trying to put off the payables as much as you possibly can while collecting the receivables as fast as you can. And so it really is a war. You send out quotes, people want to talk you down, And but your work is worth it. So you got to stand your ground a lot of times. Value position. Why we're the best? What?
Why we're the best? Well, we already know why.
Oh.
We're the best. But...
You know what makes us different from our competitors? What? 20 minutes? Okay. What makes us different from our competitors, because there's a lot of t-shirt companies out there. Number one, we have the awesome logo, obviously, right? But other than that, we're authentic, we're ourselves. We allow customers to come in and they see how the sausage is made. We let them come, this guy. We let them come in and we teach a class every Saturday on how to screen print, intro to screen printing. People come in and they love it. They like doing the wine and design kind of thing. We come from up north. You know, we have Yankee ingenuity. I feel like working in NYC, that's where I learned the craft, and I have lots of experience because I worked at numerous screen printing shops all throughout the city, and we have radical honesty, I feel. Oh, what? Oh yeah, globalization? Okay. You guys know what globalization is? Yeah, what is it? It's not free trade, just so you know. It's basically what it does is it makes like a one world economy kind of thing. So they outsource a lot of jobs, and they send them to China, you know. One thing that I love about what we do, screen printing and making t-shirts and stuff, I mean, we're working every day. We're not working in a cubicle or something like that. We're making our own rules. We're working as long as we want. It's hard hours, but it's the hours that we put into it or whatever. But it's a production job. You know, that's what we used to have in this country. We used to have production jobs everywhere. You know, people had these good jobs and they lasted for years, and you worked there years, and you had a great pension when you retired. I mean, my grandfather was a tool and die maker. That's a production job. Like, it's in my blood. I feel like a lot of people just kind of outsource and they think like, you know, just send it to China and people will make all their clothes there for 15 cents an hour, whatever it is, right? I want to bring that back. That's what I like about what we do. So that's another reason why I chose this kind of business. Oh, you want to talk about what? What was that? So you want to talk about like capital? Like, first of all right, when you start a business, you're gonna have to get capital. That's one thing, and you're gonna have to apply for loans maybe, or save up your own money. And I'll tell you flat out, like I had a lot of help in the beginning, well not a lot, but I did get a loan from my Mama Dukes, and I really appreciate that. So, however you need to get money, you need to do that, you know, and there's nothing bad about that. There's nothing like to hold your head in shame about. Everybody needs a help sometimes on the way up. You know, somebody's gonna help you. And
see, everybody needs help sometimes.
yeah. Anybody have any dogs? Yeah? How old's the oldest dog other than this? Huh? 8? 17? Do any of your dogs have a problem walking, anything like that? Yeah, that's the same thing with Fat Enzo. He has hip dysplasia. It's like nothing that you really even do. What? Well, I'm not even sure. I think he's Chow Golden Retriever. Yeah. Well, this guy, he walked all the time. I brought him for, like, I'm telling you, every day I would bring him for a walk. Like I said, bring him to Prospect Park. I lived in a 5-story walk-up with no elevator. 5 flights every day, you know, up and down. He was very mobile. And, you know, now he's going through this. But this is nothing compared to what I went through with my pops. My pops got sick, and I found myself after, you know, like I was telling you, I was working at Verizon in New York City, and then my parents were out in Connecticut, which is really close by. There's like a train ride about an hour and a half away, and my father got ill. And what I dealt with him, when it comes to like sickness and stuff, is nothing compared to what I'm going through with Fat Enzo. This is nothing. So, but at that point, when we all got together as a family, and we decided to, you know, help my father through his, you know, cancer and things like that. That's when I was going from an hour and a half each way to New York City, working at a screen printing place on the Lower East Side, heading back home and stuff. And Mama Dukes gave me a shot. She said she would give me that, you know, that loan for the initial press, and we started right in the basement, right there in Stratford, Connecticut. My cousin Frankie, he came up with this logo for local. Have you seen local? It's like the Florida upside down, and it says local on there. Yeah? My cousin Frankie came up with that logo. We were printing everything inside my mom's basement and mailing it down here. And so eventually we reached a point where the business was going so crazy that they were paying so much in shipping that we just had to bite the bullet and move down here. But it was the greatest move ever, right? Piazza? Well, why don't you talk about that first, that when we first got here, we didn't have our current shop, right?
So when we first got down here, we actually were located in the garage of a seedy tattoo place, right? Tattoo shop. And we're back there, it was small, real small. We had both presses in there, and we're banging out like 700 shirts a day. We had an order for what, was it 30,000 shirts or something?
Yeah.
With all different designs and stuff. But so for like the whole summer, we're in there 14 hours a day. It's grueling heat, no AC, nothing. Banging it out, getting it all done. And we did it though. We put our minds to it and we did it. But it, like I said, it's a lot of work. It's not just like easy. It's not, oh, I'm my own boss, I can do whatever I want, take days off and this and that. We never get a day off. No.
But a sea of t-shirts, right? In the back, that back room?
T-shirts stacked up all the way up to the ceiling.
I have like a picture of me just laying in the shirts.
Yeah, it was great. It was fun though. I mean, we learned a lot from it, but you know, it was tough. But now we worked hard. We did what we were supposed to do. Now we have a nice shop right on the main road. It's big, you know, 3,000 square feet, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So you just keep at it, and you know, it slowly comes, but it does start to go up. You don't always stay at the bottom, but you probably have to start there. You know. Yes.
Can you talk about how long it took for you from the start of the business to start paying yourself and then to have employees?
I started the business, actually I incorporated it in 2009, January 2009, and had the whole concept in my mind, and then started out slowly, just trying to, you know, working with artists and coming up with ideas, and then eventually just subbing out jobs and working with other people that were screen printers, and I worked at, like I said, I was working at Verizon. They gave us $8,000 a year for education, continuing education, and if you don't use it, you just lose it. So I don't even care if it's towards anything or whatever. I would just go take classes that have to do with something about t-shirts. So I took copywriting, 1 and 2, internet copywriting, like Photoshop, Illustrator. I just took everything, intellectual property, right? I took about patents, trademarks, copyrights, all of that. Anything that I could think of that's going to help me with t-shirts, I started consuming and thinking about and doing. And then I finally, my girlfriend at the time in Brooklyn got me a Groupon to a screen printing class. And then I went there, and then I talked to the teacher guy into taking me under his wing and having me as an intern. I worked for free. I would go, I'd work at Verizon, and I would go there, like after working all day long, to Jersey City and clean the screens, and then he would teach me one thing every time I came. Until I knew enough where I was actually allowed to BS my way into a real job, and it was like definitely taking a hit in money. But I just want to do, it's what I want to do in life, so I don't even care. I don't even, pay me $8 an hour, whatever. I just want to learn, I don't care. And just to pay my bills and learn the skills that I need to do this, what I want to do. And, all right, so then after working for 2 places in the city for a year each, and then after the whole learning thing, like learning took like about a year, so it was like 3 years, then that's when I bought my own equipment finally. And since then it's been maybe 3, 4 years maybe, something like that. And then it's always this like, from one basement to a little bigger garage, and then the back of a tattoo shop, and now we have, our own place that's very nice right on Dixie Highway. There's expectations. I know you guys have the notes or whatever, so you can follow along or whatever, little suggestions about how to do this talk. We're talking about expectation. Are there any expectations that you had, like when that you didn't realize when you started your own business? And I think it's that even though you own your own business, you still must answer to people. 10 minutes? Thank you, Joseph.
Left or? Really? Wow. I didn't think we were gonna last all hour. We did all right.
Yeah. So like, all right, so anyway, the reason, why do you guys want to start your own business? What's the reason why?
The money, right?
No. Would you say it's because you don't want a boss? Huh? It sucks having a boss.
Stinks.
Oh, sorry. It stinks having a boss. And so, you know, but you're really not out of the woods on that. You still have to answer to people. You have overhead. You still have to answer to your landlord. And you're married to your business. Other things are going to suffer. You have to devote 100% time to the business, to making it work. And you have to have full crazy devotion. Like my buddy Josef over there, he's on it's a weird pronunciation. He's Hungarian or whatever. It's Joseph with a Z in there or an F. I don't know. Anyway, yeah. He came down to help us. You know, I need a lot of. It's difficult being out there selling all the time. Piazza does a lot of the printing. I do all the selling. I'll break off of the selling and I'll help with the printing at times. But you know, it's just so much easier when you're just focusing on one thing at a time. But this guy came down to help us out.
What would your advice be? What would your advice be to these fine young people?
My advice?
Yeah, to start in a business.
Yeah.
Pick something that you love, all right, and that you're dedicated to 100%, all right, and know that you want to be in it, and start it as early as you can. Because by the time you're our age, you guys are going to be masters at whatever you're doing. You know, if we start late, you know, we're in this for however many years, but you guys are going to be in this at the time you're, 18, 17, however old you guys are, you know? By the time you're our age, you know, you almost got like 20 years in.
Yeah, it's like Tiger Woods, right?
Yeah.
He started out, how old was he?
I don't know, he's young.
He was like 2 years old. It's really figuring out what you want to do in life as soon as possible.
Yeah.
That's how you
If you can make up your mind, I mean, I know it's not easy to do that, but if you can, your heart's set on it, then yeah, I'd stick with that and dedicate everything you got to it. And then you should prevail.
Yeah, as long as we have like words of wisdom, I'll just say like the secret is there is no secret. Just come up with your plan, come up with what you want to do in life. Nobody is above or below anybody else, and we're all mortal.
You can do anything you want. And
anybody else is doing, that's not just cliche. It's not.
No,
it really is. It takes like my father passing away to really, you know, you only have a finite time on this world. You don't want to spend it working for somebody else or whatever, you know? You want to make your own.
Screen in the cubicle, you know? Maybe you do, I don't know.
Yeah, maybe you do. I don't want to. And so the main thing that I want to leave you with is the persistence quote. Can you look that up? Calvin Coolidge.
Oh, yes, this is a good one. Oh, do you guys have any questions for us? Go ahead.
Hold on, man. 1 second. I just want to stay with this. Calvin Coolidge, persistence quote. Yeah, that one. Anybody ever read this before? Nothing in the world can take the place of persistence. Talent will not. Nothing is more common than unsuccessful people with talent. Genius will not. Unrewarded genius is almost a proverb. Education will not. The world is full of educated derelicts. Persistence and determination alone are omnipotent. The slogan, press on, has solved and always will solve the problems of the human race. That's the end of it. Didn't show that. But anyway, that's Calvin Coolidge. He was president. And that should tell you right there. Anybody can do anything they want. It doesn't matter about your education. It doesn't matter how talented you are. Whatever it is. You come up with your idea and you do it. All right?
Question time.
Your website is really impressive, so I was wondering if you hired someone to do
No, I did myself.
Yep.
and you use GoDaddy.com.
Yeah. No, I use GoDaddy for I use Weebly. Weebly's like a drag and drop. It's really simple, you know? I've had WordPress sites made, but a lot of times you have to like hire the guy and you have to pay him like a monthly thing or something to keep it up. And my whole thing was I always wanted something built that was good that I can always get back on and keep on updating it. I built this myself, but eventually when I do a WordPress, because I think that is the best, it has like the best shopping carts and things like that. It loads the fastest, you know. But yeah, once we get to a place where we can do that, that'll be the best way to do it. So. What else? Anybody else?
When a company comes to you and asks for shirt printing, do they bring in their own apparel, or do you provide?
Both.
Sometimes, yeah.
So we work with a lot of wholesale distributors who have blank apparel, and there's all kinds of blanks all out there. And they make them, some are made here, some are made organically, some are made, in Honduras. And we like saying it was made in America also, because it's Central America or whatever, right? It's part of America. And, anyway, and we also have people that provide their own blank material, or maybe they make their own shirts. So we'll either charge you for just labor and printing, or we'll include it with us getting you like a wholesale shirt. We're all about wholesale. There's some places that are custom t-shirt shops. It's more retail. They do lower amounts. We do hundreds, thousands. So it's all wholesale. These people are buying it. Maybe they're selling it at their business for profit, or they're a middleman or something like that. Anyway. Anybody else have a question? Yosha, do you have a question?
I was waiting for the next question.
Oh, sorry.
After that. What would you say is your most profitable?
That's a good question. Sharknado. Yeah. No, you know what? Like it's crazy. You never realize like what's gonna sell the most. Like I said before, we make stuff for ourselves all the time.
The Miami t-shirt that was up there sold.
Sold a lot. We sold a lot this weekend. We made a mistake. We made too much. We made 300. We sold 50. And that was because we got cut short. Let's just say that. All right.
So where's your bread and butter at? Is that through other companies?
Yeah.
Okay.
Our bread and butter is through other companies. Yeah. Making custom stuff for other people.
Roger that. Next question.
Yes.
Okay.
When starting a business, what was the hardest thing about getting people to know about your business?
The hardest thing, getting people to know about it.
It takes time to build. You gotta, you just gotta constantly be feeding people, and you gotta put it on the street, you gotta put it on the websites, you gotta advertise.
I don't know if it's hard or difficult. It just takes time.
It takes time.
When you get out there and you make a website, it takes time to seep into the whole internet or whatever. You have to be up there. There's, you guys learning about stuff for websites, SEO and all these things? No? What about social media? Putting stuff on Instagram, that's good. It's really word of mouth. I think that's the biggest spreader. You have to do good work for people, and you have to be in business for a little while. What do they say about it?
Well, I went to cooking school, all right, back in the day, all right? And we had like an hour and a half, 2 hours to cook one little meal to show the chef, to get graded on. Then they put you in a restaurant, and it's chaos. I mean, you're not prepared for that at all. You're doing 50, 100 plates, So you think you're in school learning. You don't really learn until you get your hands dirty. You got to get out there, get in there, and then you start figuring it out, And you either survive or you don't.
What do you have to do with anything?
What?
Yeah.
I'm saying there's no real answer to it. There's not a definite answer. It's all,
Well, that brings up a different point, though. Like, it doesn't matter how much education you do or anything like that. You're really not going to learn until you have hands-on experience. That's why I had to do what I did, and I had to go basically just work for free for somebody. That's the way that this business works. A lot of people will come to us and they'll say, hey, we want to learn how to screen print. At first, you're not getting paid. You're working for free.
Yeah, you get paid knowledge.
Yeah, you get paid knowledge because it's a trade. So.
Question.
What percentage of your budget goes to marketing?
Whatever we can afford,
We're not
we can afford.
Yeah, we do.
That's the truth,
Yeah, it's not like scientific like that,
Money on it,
Like like right now, yeah, you're learning a lot of stuff about, it's all book stuff. What percentage, when it comes to the real world, yeah, it's like, if you can afford it.
It matters what's in the
But we try different things, Facebook ads and stuff, that doesn't work that great.
I don't even
It
think
really
we see
doesn't.
it. I don't even think it's like a real thing. I think they just...
Instagram does. You get a lot of people from Instagram. A lot of people find out about us, I'll tell you, we use like bots. You know what that is? You have like little bots that go out and they will like certain hashtags. And then people will find out about you. Like, and people will always like say, oh, thank you for liking my stuff. And it wasn't really me who liked it, you know? But you have to do those things. You have to do certain, like, social media is the big thing. Yeah.
Blogs work.
Blogs work. Whenever you update new content on your website, that refreshes everything and pushes you back up in Google. So like it's good to constantly be writing blogs and then use keywords that are in your industry. But we try to be fun with it. We have like some pretty ridiculous blogs on there. You know, we're not always very professional. And people like it though. But we're attracting the type of businesses that we want. We're attracting the kind of customers we want to deal with. You know?
This guy's had it.
Anybody else? Yes?
What would you say the amount of money you
About like 75,000. What?
How much do they make?
How much do we make? Well, all right. So I don't want to say any exact figures or whatever. But I can tell you this.
We don't have a Bentley, nothing like that.
Yeah. But you always like that's what you want eventually, right? You got to keep pushing forward and going after it because one day you are gonna have that.
Yes, sir.
You know, just persistence and just keep pushing forward and doing it. But sometimes we'll just make the rent, right? You know, it's real, and as long as you get by and it's a war, and as long as you win the battle every month and you keep pushing forward, you're gonna be good. But I can tell you this, we started out with local, right? Local, we made a lot of money with local. And my cousin eventually sold his shares to like a billionaire guy on Palm Beach. And then they went a totally different way. And because my family wasn't involved anymore, then they had no real reason to keep us or try to, and that's the whole reason why we moved here in the first place. But it's been the best thing possible losing that business. Because now, instead of walking on eggshells and trying to hold on to one particular customer that feeds you all the time, feeds you money, now we have to diversify our portfolio, go after different businesses, and if one person leaves you, it's not going to kill you, And my mama Duke, she helps me out. She does she's like a corporate accountant person. She was an executive for Raytheon, it's a defense contractor. She knows what she's doing. She helps us out. She shows us our Q1 sales, Q2, Q3 sales, and the Q3 sales has overtaken all the different businesses, has absolutely overtaken our Q1 sales for local. So we've already done what we need to do. And now it's just about building the business more and building the book more. And like 80% or 90 or almost 100% of people, once we do business with them, they always come back. You retain it. You lose some, but you usually retain it. Anyway, anybody else?
Any takers? No? So.
Hey, you guys, anybody interested in coming and working for free in our sweatshop labor program or whatever? If you're interested in graphic design, if you're an entrepreneur, you want to start your own brand, look us up, because we'd love to work with you.
If you ever want t-shirts, man, we got you.
All right?
Thank you very much. You can walk. Come on, over there. Ta-da! Yeah, everybody give Enzo a big round of applause. That's all for you. You guys were awesome. Thank you very much.
That's Enzo.com.